Hey guys, in today's video I'm gonna do a few of you guys actually recommended for me to share with you guys my thought process behind what goes on to my seasonal rack. I never thought about doing this kind of video, but it makes perfect sense because maybe it'll be helpful for some of you if for some reason you're new to seasonal racks, or I don't know. I'm just hoping this will be helpful in some form of way. So I've been doing seasonal racks now for a couple of years. I find them to be really helpful for me. If you have an abundance amount of polishes like I do, this is really helpful for me personally in staying focused on these polishes. Number one, it also helps me not feel so overwhelmed if I go into my drawers or my other racks and stuff like that and seeing, okay, what am I gonna wear? To wear this right here, I have all the polishes that I would like to wear during the summer, and I don't have to look away if I don't want to. Sometimes I do deviate from this rack because if I feel like wearing, I don't know, a pukey green during the summer, then I will do that if I want to. I never feel obligated to stick to this. Okay, this is just for inspiration from me. It also helps me stay focused as far as using polishes that are untried. So maybe I've had them for a really long time and I just haven't had a chance to wear them. Or this also holds polishes that are brand new, I just recently purchased and I want to try them this summer. Or this helps me revisit polishes that are old favorites that I haven't reached for in a really long time. What I normally start off my process with is looking at new collections that are coming out. So for instance, this summer 2018, I don't buy full-on collections. It's very rare. I think last year I bought a lot of the one from ORLY, but that was the first time in a really long time when I had bought an entire collection. But ORLY makes it really easy because they only come out with 6 polishes at a time. So as a consumer, that is realistic, not only financially, but just in real life. I don't feel like I have to have full-on collections from every single brand, or like I don't ever feel like I need every single polish that I run into. It's just not for me. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I already have a lot of polishes, and so right now I am in a place where I'm pretty satisfied with what I currently own, and I will buy things that I feel are unique to my current stash. What I like to do is go into my computer. So I have my laptop right here, and I normally have all of the tabs open. I'll start off and pulling up all of the tabs. Like this one's from ORLY. This is a China Glaze. I have OPI, and I also have the Essie web page up. What I'll normally do is pull up all of those mainstreams. Those are the ones that I, for the most part, go off of, and then see what's trending. What's similar between all of them, and I do quite a bit of shop my stash based off that. I did end up buying 2 polishes actually from China Glaze, but just 2 polishes from new collections that recently came out of all 4 companies. So the only ones that I actually ended up buying from this current summer is this one from China Glaze, which is Cabana Fever, which is a white. This is a white, but it looks a little tamed. And I also purchased this one, which is called Ma-holo at Me, which is the lighter blue holographic. And this is exciting because it's a holographic in a mainstream brand, which is why I purchased it. And I don't really have anything, actually I don't have anything exactly like this one. I do have other whites, but I am a lover of white, and so I really wanted to try this one out. When I was looking at all of the collections online, there's a couple similarities. So there seems to be quite a bit of peaches going on. Like OPI has some peaches, peachy pink pastel kind of polishes. China Glaze seems to have some kind of popsicle looking orange polishes, as well as some pastel corals, pastel pink kind of stuff. The Ma-holo right here, so lighter shades of blue kind of thing. ORLY has this pink orange cream one. This one right here that looks a little bit brighter. This one looks like a neon coral, and it says neon coral, it's a cream also, which is afterglow. There is a desert rose one, and there's this metallic looking peach one, which I'm not personally into. Essie seems to have some polishes from their sea glass collection. I'm looking at it right now, and they all seem to have some form of shimmer. There's some purples, there's a magenta looking one. There's a coral, like more lighter coral. There's a mint looking one. And then their summer collection, there's this opal one that looks so pretty. I'm totally down for opal. It's so pretty. There's a deeper mint, there's a pink, There is more of a pink nude, it looks like, and there's a deep purple one kind of on the dusty side. Their gel couture line has another more of a mauve pink, it looks like, another mint, another peach. There's some gold in here as well. There's one that's called Your Golden. There looks like there's a magenta one as well. Essie has a couple golds. There's a gold one in their gel couture. There's a gold one in their summer collection. It looks like it's a gold or copper or something. Yeah, cheerful golden shimmer. In their sea glass, there's one called High Tides and Dives. This one is a bronzed nude. And ORLY has this one right here, which is called Orange Copper Foil. And it looks somewhat similar to a women's Prague-ative from OPI, only that this one seems to have a little bit more gold in it than this one here. This one's more copper heavy. This one has some copper, but it also has some gold in it. So some similarities. So when I look at collections like that, I see, okay, well, they have peaches. I have some peaches too. Why the heck do I need to buy another peach? I have plenty of peaches to choose from already in my stash. I'll look at all of my peaches and be like, okay, which one of you have I not worn in a really long time, or which one of you is an untried for me? I've recently worn this one, so clearly I'm gonna go for this one from Salon Perfect, which is called Georgia Peach. This is just an example. I'm not pulling Georgia Peach. It has a terrible formula and I would never probably wear it again, but anyways, that's just an example of it. Or like the bronze one from ORLY, I have a women's Prague-ative, for instance. I'm not really into like bronze or gold metallics as much, so that's not something you're going to see on my rack because I'm just not drawn to it. I decide from there if it's something that I want to try this summer coming up. There's also some teals in, I think it's in OPI's, the one that I saw. There's some teals, and I pulled some of my teals, not all of them. Some of them, I think the teals that they have in their collection are creams. So I pulled some in different finishes. This is a much deeper teal than the one that they have in their collection, but it's a teal nonetheless. So this one right here is Ski Teal We Drop, which is a lot deeper. But I did pull up a couple that are somewhat similar to the one that they have out right now. This one, for instance, is from Sally Hansen, and this is called Re-teal Therapy. That's funny. And this one is called Tealing Power. So these two, for instance, are somewhat similar. They're not the same, but they're somewhat similar to what OPI currently has out in their summer collection. So I don't find the need to buy another teal because I have a ton of teals. This is just an example. I have a ton of teals to choose from, and what I do is I pull something that's somewhat similar to what they currently have out. For just as an example, Essie has one in their seashell collection that's somewhat similar to something like this from China Glaze. It's not exactly the same. This one's more heavily purple to where the other one isn't. This one is called Let Your Twilight Sparkle, which looks like a topper actually. I should have looked at that and see if that's what that is. I'm not really sure. But they seem to have a lot of little iridescent stuff. This one's called a lilac purple nail polish with periwinkle opalescence shimmer. That one is called The World Is Your Oyster. So I'm thinking I'm looking at opalescent whatever. I have some that are little glitters and stuff that have this seashell kind of finish. I don't normally pull a lot of glitters to go onto my rack here. If I want a glitter topper, you will normally not see that on my seasonal racks because those are accents for me. So that's going to be something that's going to be topped off. So if I feel like, let's say, pulling this white one right here, nope, let's use a different example. Let's say I want to use this one right here from China Glaze. It's called Love's a Beach, and say this year I don't want to wear it on its own because I wore it on its own last year, and this year I feel like topping it off with a glitter. This one's from China Glaze, which is an awesome polish, by the way. This one is called Point Me to the Party. And if I feel like pairing these two up together, then I will pull for a glitter at that time. That way I can maximize the space on my seasonal rack here. So let me just show you guys a little close-up very quickly here on my seasonal rack. Let's see if we can get it up here so it can focus on the rack itself. That's as close as I can get it. I think. Right there, you can get somewhat of a view of the polishes that I have here. So things that are on trend right now, I didn't really pull too much. I mean, I did pull like a little brighter coral here from 90 Lacquer. I haven't worn this one. This one's from last year's collection. It's called Mango Sunrise, but I do want to wear it. So although it's more of a brighter coral, it's somewhat similar, but it's not the same because this one has little black specks in it, which I'm totally down to wear. I have a couple of mint looking ones here that are not exactly the same as the ones that came out, but they're mints, you know what I mean? This one right here is from Salon Perfect, and this one is called Icy Haute, I think it's called, something like that. This one I haven't worn, and it's from LA something, LA Colors, LA Girl, and it's called Tradition. And this one's a little bit more muted, a little bit on the dusty side. And this is vintage, and I pulled vintage because I love vintage. This is an awesome, this is a perfect example. These two are untrieds for me. This is an old favorite, and I'm totally down to wear it this summer yet again. I also pulled some that I just purchased, like I mentioned, the ones from 90 Lacquer. These two, this is a Dior one, which is called Splash, and it is more of an aqua. I haven't worn it, it's brand new, so I want to put it on my rack so that I can put it on. A good example, this one I purchased from last year's summer collection from China Glaze. This one is called Summer Rain. Although I have worn this one has chipped on me almost every time that I have put it on. And this year I want to decide whether or not it's worth it for me to keep it or destash it or maybe put it in a project polish. So I put it on my seasonal rack so I can try it again and maybe try it with a different base coat and see if it works out for me then. If it doesn't work out for me, then I'm just going to take it out. Another example of an old favorite here from last year, I truly azure you. I talked about this polish to death, and so for that reason this one will stay in my seasonal rack. There's another one that's brand new to me. This one is from Finger Paints, and this one is called Hues Blues, which has that really pretty purple iridescent running through it. It's kind of like a blurple because it's heavily blue based, but it also has quite a bit of purple in it. There's some pink ones that I mentioned in the newer collection, so I pulled this one from the Hello Kitty collection. This one is called Look at My Bowl. I don't know if I've worn this one, so I went ahead and pulled it. I also pulled one that may not be traditionally summer, I guess you can say, but I haven't worn this one, and this one is called No Regrets for the Wicked, and it's from Super Chic. But although it is something that maybe you would be drawn to in the fall, I haven't worn this one and I'm interested in wearing, so I went ahead and pulled it. When I look at my rack as an overall, I also try to make sure that there's somewhat of a balance in color. If you look at my seasonal rack from spring, for instance, it was heavily blue based, I think it was, and usually I try not to do that. I do try to have somewhat of a balance, so I'll look at the colors and be like, okay, do I have too many mints? Do I have too many blues? Do I not have enough pinks in here? Do I not have enough oranges or corals? And then I start pulling from there. So for me, I start weeks in advance. I'm kind of behind right now. And what I do is every week I revisit my polish rack and I see if there's something that maybe I'm not feeling anymore, like I was feeling it last week, and I'll go ahead and replace it with something else. Nothing here is permanent for me. No, you know, it's not, nothing is set in stone for me. This is supposed to be fun for me. This is very therapeutic in me going through my drawers, me going through my racks and seeing what I want to wear. I think I've mentioned everything. So I look up new seasonal collections, I look up trends on magazines, I look at old favorites, I look at polishes I haven't worn in a while, untried polishes as well. Sometimes I even recycle from a previous season. Let's say from spring I didn't wear some of the polishes. For instance, this one right here, which is called Racing Rose from Sally Hansen. I think I had it on this rack right here. Same thing as this one right here, which is Beautifully Bizarre. I had these two in my spring seasonal rack, but I haven't had a chance to wear them, so I moved them over because I still want to wear them. I kept them here on this rack for me to wear during the summer. And I do quite a bit of filtering all the time. If you guys want or have a question on a particular polish here, leave a comment down below. I am going to do a seasonal rack video as well to go through all of the polishes on this rack right here. I'll mention each one individually, as well as do my seasonal picks for summer. I may keep it anywhere from 5 to 10 polishes. I'm not really sure just yet how I'm going to do it this year, just because I'm running out of time. I realized yesterday that summer starts in about a week or so, maybe less than that. I'm not really sure. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I hope you guys found this video super helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.